I don't usually talk too highly of my birthday. This time is another occasion. 30 years old, I can honestly say my life has only reached a certain peak. For the last 10 years, I made a ton of irrational mistakes, and some climactic outcomes came out of them. Out of those mistakes came moments of reflection, belief, and understanding. Not all bad. When looking into my development over the past 10 years, I realized that I've grown with each step. Not too fast, not way behind, but just at the pace that I'm supposed to be. At 30, I can reflect at 21 and realize the mistakes I made with friendships, relationships, and so on and so forth. Who I was then is a byproduct of who I am now. At 25, I had goals. At 24, I had dreams. At 23, I had a plan. Throughout my life, I've always tried to reach for my highest potential, and I think that's the thing that always has haunted me. Potential to me is the end-all be-all. Who I would become, what I would become, how people would perceive me. I developed an imposter syndrome of who I am as a person in my 20s because I wore so many hats, because I was so many things at once. I didn't realize that I was creating this effect on myself. I like the idea of thinking life as a stage, performance of your life reenacted through memories and visions of who you will be. I think, therefore I am. The philosophy of that is to who I may be is who I will become, what I will become. In my early years, in my 20s, I had a lot of depression, a lot of anger, a lot of rage, and I focused that on many different things, whether it was music, podcasting, or wrestling. It all came together because of my youthful tendency to submerge myself in my imagination. I don't know who I'll be in 10 years. I don't know what will become of me. But I feel that if who I will become is something I recognize or something I don't, is solely based on my chapter of 30 right now. At 30 years old, I have a slate to do something for the next 10 years that I didn't do for the past 10. This chapter could be different in my saga, in my story. In the art of Buddhism, there is a philosophy, a teaching about past and future lives. What we do in the past can dictate our future. And what we do in the future can create what we can know as a reincarnation. With understanding comes the idea that this is a program that allows us to reflect and become more whole from what we are. I want to do better as a person in my 30s than I did in my 20s. Growing up, understanding, and being more confident in my abilities. I don't know who Lexus is at 30, and neither do you. But when you figure it out, when I figure it out, the next chapter would have already begun.